Yeah, so who do we have here?
Yeah, my name is Mustapha Ishola.
Mustapha. Yeah, the great Mustapha.
Yeah.
The great Mustapha. Nice to meet you. Is there more things we have to know about you?
Uh, I'd say I studied economics, graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University, and I'm one of the alumni of Great Fair. So
Okay.
that's a big plus for me.
Yeah, of course. That's a big plus. And then, being an alumni of E2E, right? SAP E2E. Can you tell us more about E2E? What is SAP E2E about? We want to know what SAP E2E is about.
Okay, so the E2E program is an SAP talent program designed by SAP Africa to meet the gaps in demand for SAP talents in Africa generally. So it spreads across 3 countries for now that I'm aware of. I think they do some other form of programs in other countries, but English-speaking countries that I'm aware is South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria. And we are the first participant. That means we are the first cohort.
Wow.
This is the first time the E2E program is holding in Africa. And it's been very refreshing.
And then personally, I really love these programs that SAP is rolling out. Programs like YPP and then with the OC E2E. Umuzi, excuse me, Umuzi, okay, and then SAP. And it's a very great program because I believe that it's an opportunity for young graduates to have their step in the SAP space. But I'm very curious to know how, prior to E2E, okay, how was it like? Were you already exposed to SAP before coming into the E2E space? So how was it like for you?
Okay, for me, I got to know of SAP a long time ago because before I got into the university, because of ASU strike, so I got admission in a particular year and I resumed, I think, another year entirely. So I had like 9 months or around 12 months of free time. So I started Oracle database.
Oracle.
Yeah, I started with Oracle database management at HIT at Keja, and it was fun. It was interesting, and along the line, I got to know that there were other programs like the E2E program, and there were other ERP softwares that you could use. And so during the course, I knew about SAP E2E. So I think I was taking a break from freelancing because after uni, I became a full-time freelancer. So I was taking a break.
Sorry to deviate to your freelance. What were you freelancing on?
Majorly business planning, market research, and then I create speech decks, like nice PowerPoint slides.
Yeah.
If you'd want to go and pitch your idea to sets of investors, or sometimes I use Canva depending on what you really need to do. But
that's a good one.
During the course of my break, going back to the question, during the course of my break, I think I was just scrolling through Twitter one morning. Then I saw the E2E program and I felt since I'm taking a break, some learning would not be out of place, given the fact that I already had experience with Oracle database. I felt it was going to be easy, but I came in and I saw that the SAP program was something else entirely. It's a full course meal and so on.
Yeah, it always is. Yeah. And now let's talk about the full course meal. How challenging was it? Because for me, coming into the SAP space, I already was working for Nestle. I was already exposed to the SAP software for 5 years. So, but coming into being a consultant was a different ballgame for me entirely. I had a whole lot of learning to do, right? So, looking at the full course meal for you, how challenging was it having to really settle in E2E alongside the modules that were made available for you to learn?
Okay, and I think that's where I'm going to pick it up from. The E2E program is designed a little bit different in such a way that I think the idea is to give you the whole picture of whatever whatever module you are going to be tackling. So we have the developer, the logistics, and the customer support. Developer, logistics, customer support, and finance, which is FICO. So the first thing they did was, okay, basically you need to learn some basic. I think their assumption was they are assuming you don't know so much about.
Yeah, of course.
So about the tech world. So the first thing they did was like to give you courses on learnings on how to use Microsoft Word, learnings on like basic aspects of the learning process.
Yeah.
So things that are going to make it easy for you to like go about doing your learning easily. Then the second aspect of it, that one took like maybe a month. It was easier. The second aspect of it was now where the main issue was, because I think we spent close to 6 months on that one. And you'd have to take courses relating to the module you're tackling. So if you're in MM, basically you'll be taking lots of supply chain courses. If you're in FICO...
Sorry to interrupt. So that means that there was a point in the program where you now had to be specific to a particular module.
Yes.
Okay.
But these are foundational courses.
Foundational, yeah.
Although, you take some introduction to SAP courses, but basically you do lots of supply chain. The calculations in supply chain, you'd be forced to do it. There were just so many, and I think it was like 40-something courses.
Wow. For supply chain alone?
Around supply chain.
So I think I now understand when you say it was a full course meal.
Yeah.
Because
it was a full course meal. So after you're done with that, then I think they scraped a whole lot of people out of the program at that point. Because I think they started with 18,000.
Wow, okay.
Across 3 countries. So at that point in time, I think we were likely around 300 or so. So those were the only people that were able to move into the final phase. And the final phase was just basically certification. So you'd have to like take the SAP certification in your required module. So I think at that point, like 100 made it through. Although they had to like make some room, because at first they said it was only 100 they were going to take, but they had to make some room. So I think 100 plus we were able to make it, and you had your SAP certification with you.
Yeah, this is a very nice one. So, but I also want to know something, right? With a program like that, there would be some people that experience a little bit, some that are not entirely experienced. It's their first time. So how were you able to manage that? So I'm speaking to teamwork right now. How were you able to manage working in a team? Or was there a time where you have to bring up one initiative or the other to help your team to go through a particular assignment or course?
Okay, I think number one is to understand initially it was everyone on his own. Because I think the basic idea of it was a rat race, and if they were saying they were going to take 100, it's either you were part of the 100 or you're not part of the system. So it was a rat race, and me, I did most of my learning alone. But as of the ending, I think we started connecting with each other, especially those beneficiaries of the program that reside in Nigeria, and somehow I became like the leadership point of the whole program.
We're going to get there, but finish up.
I became like the leadership point of the whole program, and basically it was rallying around and finding a way to get practical opportunities. Because I think one of the major things you have to learn is being an SAP consultant is way more than just passing certification. It's like, I don't know, it's like juggling stones.
Yeah, sure.
If you don't practice so much with the actual system, not even forgetting, you could cram the whole process. This is the P2P process. This is how PO translates to blah, 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 blah. You could cram all those things. It could be in your head. And technically, I have someone that crammed that whole thing for the exam and did very, very well in the exam. But understanding it needs like you have to engage with the system.
Of course.
You have to click on those things. You have to just understand the way the system works, and that's like the only way to get better at SAP. You have to work with it.
Yeah. So I've seen that teamwork has really helped a lot. Have I been in a situation where I had to do something like this? Yes, I have, but it was a very difficult one for me as well. Yeah, so I want to ask about your how you're able to become the leader, just like what you said. So what were those opportunities that you saw that made you do that? How did you become a leader in E2E?
Okay, so I think there was no formal election to decide on who was going to be the leadership of the program. But basically, I think we had a meeting, and during the course of the meeting, I think I was able to voice some vocal opinions, and from there onward, I think somehow I just became the rallying point of the whole cohort here in Nigeria, and
wow.
From there onward, it's like, okay, let's do this thing. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this part of it. I'm going to do this part of it. Then basically, after on, everything just engineered into each other, and somehow we've been very good. And I think it was a great opportunity to get to know lots of people.
Yeah.
Because it was a different thing that we were just existing together on the group. But it was not a different thing for me to get to know them individually, to get to know that my story, regardless of how unique it was, there were lots of other very cool stories, and regarding the way they came into SAP.
Yeah.
Not only that, regarding their journey so far, in terms of career, and I just got to know lots of things. It enlightened me, and I'd say it was very fun. It was very fun because I met lots of great people. That's just what I can say.
Was it time during your leadership? Because I mean, hearing that the leader in the entire cohort for Nigeria is a big thing. So were there challenging moments for you during your time for leadership?
It's not really. I will just say, basically, it was like an interfacing point between the cohort and the organizers of the program. So that's basically my role, and I think basically the idea of managing lots of people with varying dimensions of how to solve a problem sometimes can be challenging, but it's just that I select a couple of people. Not that I selected them, but there are a couple of people that whenever I want to make some specific decisions, I go to them, seek their advice, and get to hear their opinion on it. And from there onward, I'm able to bring every other person along, the others on the group, and tell them this is why we are making this decision, and this decision is the best decision to make. Sometimes you could have some dissenting opinion, even regardless of rallying around, the underground rallying around you try to do. You could still have some people that will disagree in their approach. But I think that has reduced significantly now, because I think a couple of us are engaged, and the others that are not engaged are currently looking at opportunities. It was different from the earlier parts of the whole engagement, where more people were angry.
Yeah.
Don't let me put it like that. They were more angry, and they were feisty. They were feisty, and they wanted so much. But I think over time we've been able to reduce the tension, bring in reasonable plans moving forward, and we've just been able to engineer something that seems to be working out. So there's less rancor.
Yeah, can you talk about that?
Rancor?
No, I mean what's your
the engineering?
Yeah.
Oh, I think NDZ has been a very instrumental part to the whole engineering. Then I think I had to do lots of. Would it be right to say Bambiala?
Whatever.
Because I think that's the right word. Because at the point in time, we needed some form of engagement within.
Yeah.
As much as the whole program was very nice and cool, we needed some form of engagement internally within Nigeria, and I think that was one of the lapses of the organizers. So it had to do I had to do lots of reaching out to people within the SAP ecosystem. I had to do lots of networking, and from there onward, you just realize that the SAP ecosystem, it's not that much of a terrible space, but it's like a cartel of some sort.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, as much as it's very nice of you to like know so much about what you are doing, but if you don't know the right people, the opportunities, connections, like touching points, the opportunities there that genuinely they might be looking for someone, but SAP is not something I think that maybe sometimes they'll post it and say they're looking for someone, but more often than not, it's just within the network of people that know each other, and basically if you don't know someone.
I think this is a very, very key area, networking. I mean, I've also had that experience where having a great network has really helped me. Networking helps you to speed up what supposedly would have been very slow path. Yeah. So we also want to know what kind of mindset shift you had. I mean, coming to the E2E, then after the E2E, you were out of E2E. What was the mindset shift that you had during those periods?
Mindset shift. Okay. Number one is, as much as I said I did Oracle database management, I'd say I just knew Oracle at universities then. I knew ERP was a major thing that was coming up. I think I didn't fully grasp the extent of how big the ERP world is. So coming in fresh, I was just coming like, okay, it's going to be a refresher. Like I said, I didn't know it was going to be a full course meal. So I said it was just like a refresher. Let me just see what can I do with ERP, given the fact that, in my own opinion, I feel consulting is dying, and so AI is going to take over most of business consulting. So I believe business consulting is like dying off, and the major thing there is just like nobody's going to tell you that you should come and do SWOT analysis for them, and you'd say you take 2 weeks to do it any longer.
Yeah.
Because I think AI can do it faster. And probably better. So those things come into effect, and you just feel like ERP is like the next thing for maybe people that are into business consulting.
Business consulting. Yeah.
How do you make use of these technologies in helping people make decisions? Like, people want to be able to make decisions faster. They want to be able to optimize their process. And ERP somehow just surrounds around all of those issues, and somehow, if you, for example, MM, if you have a full operating MM, you don't need to start asking where is a particular truck, and there is transparency through the use of SAP. There is integration. You're able to like view above the operations, above the landscape. You're able to see how everything is being engineering together, and it's forming the whole of what your business is all about. So I think ERP is just because businesses are not stupid to commit sometimes. I don't know, don't let me put a financial figure to it, but I know they commit a whole lot of money into like implementing SAP, and the only reason why they will do that is not because they just want to say, oh, we have SAP too, because it translates to efficiency, it translates to better processes and better transparency for the operation. So that has been the biggest mindset shift for me.
Yeah, you're very right with the enterprise resource planning software, especially for SAP, because basically what makes it stand out, just like you said, is the integration that it has with a whole lot of modules,
transparency,
like that landscape. So it's a very good one. And I also want to know what career shift did you have after E2E? What career shift did you have after E2E?
Okay. I think
what was E2E's contribution to your present career?
I think everybody knows the E2E program, SAP. SAP, you could either be a consultant, or you could be a user. But understanding the engineering around it would help you a whole lot in. Yeah. So for me, I think I'm not necessarily at this point in time pursuing to be a consultant, but I want to be able to adapt the skills I've learned so far into other form of operations, something like supply chain management. As a supply chain management analyst, SAP could do a whole lot for you. You could better analyze. So I think that's where I'm going to be starting from. And
yeah, I like that because I think I got into a conversation with someone like a few months back, and the person wants to come into the SAP space, but was curious to know the kind of opportunities that are there, because to him he feels like it's just only being a consultant. Okay, but I also had to make him understand that there are other career opportunities, and yours is actually very valid. But I mean, with the experience that you already have with the E2E, it's going to like give you a soft landing for that. Yeah. So if you were opportune to give an advice to someone that wants to come into the E2E space, what would that be?
The E2E space.
Yes. What would that be?
I'd say be ready to dedicate a good time to the learning, because you're going to learn a whole lot. And I would also say just be ready for the hard work, because it's going to be a lot of hard work. Beyond the learning, you'd still have to come to the fact that you'd still have to practice a whole lot.
Practice a whole lot.
And basically the E2E program is a very fun program. You get to meet lots of people, and I think it's going to be very fun for the next set of people that are going to be joining the program.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and they should enjoy the fun in learning.
Yes, of course, the fun in learning, that one is the priority.
Because if you look at it from the point of view that it's learning, it's supposed to be tedious. I think it's going to affect your movement. But if you look at it as fun, and you look at it as like, you want to do some research along the line. You don't necessarily need to be so rigid about, you just want to cram, learn. Make it something fun, and you'd love it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think another point that our audience also have to know is, when you finish from programs like YPP and E2E, it's good to have an open mind. Just like you said, when we asked you how E2E has shaped your career, you talked about, yes, there's consulting, but you also want to go into the business side of things, which is the supply chain.
I would even argue, that you'd learn more from being like a functional person than being rigidly technical. I think it has an end to it, because at the end of the day, you'd have to learn how to do implementation, all the setup and everything, and learn how to solve the problems with that. With the functional area, there's a whole lot more. You could make good money for an organization. You could solve bigger problems through the functional areas. So.
Yeah, you're right. But I also think that would also be an area of interest, because, I also come from the business side. I came from the business side down to consulting, but I've seen that the two areas have beautiful opportunities, because from the business side, I think I was more of accustomed to just one side of business. Okay, but then going into consulting, it's like there's oil and gas, there's SFMCG, a whole lot of experience. So I think the both aspects are very good, but then it also goes down to where your interest is.
So I'll take it that the consulting type of person. And
who knows? You don't know that yet.
Yeah, switching. But whichever team you fall on, just open your mind to whatever problem you're trying to solve, and just be the master at it. Regardless, SAP2 is going to take you far within the operations, and me personally, I feel you could use SAP to do lots of analysis, and there's so much room to learn. There's so much impact you could bring into the whole thing. So as a consultant, I believe those ones are just meant to like read codes and understand secrets.
Let me hide my face. All right, thank you very much, Mustapha. We are really happy to have had you on the platform today. I mean, sharing to us what the E2E program had been like for you, and then I think, okay, let me not say you are the first person that I'm seeing that does not want to be a consultant, right? Let me not say that.
No, I'm saying at least for the first, not everyone from the YPP program becomes a consultant.
Of course, yeah.
There are lots of people that are going to better places. Depends on what's your own priority. If you want to learn, you could go into consultant. You learn so much about SAP. But I think if you want to make an impact, go into the functional parts of it.
Sure. Once again, thank you very much. I'm so glad to have you on our platform.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah.